Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, the ESG Hub. My name is Dr. Ankita Kashyap and I'll be talking about a very important ESG related topic today. Now, when it comes to ESG, the most important aspect we call as the materiality assessment. But when you look closely at materiality, there are three terms and they have a very distinct meaning from each other. So in this video, we'll try and understand these three different terms. What is financial materiality? What is impact materiality? And how both of these are different in practice. With examples, I'll try and explain this to you. And also, what is double materiality, which is a very important concept for all the ESG practitioners also out there to know that. So we'll be touching upon this very significant topic, materiality. But before we go there, a quick word on who we are and what we do. So we are FSRM advisors and we are a pure play sustainability consulting firm. We have broad range of services that we provided. We help you in your sustainability journey, right from baselining, benchmarking, policy formulation, right up to creating an ESG framework, helping you develop internal strategies and roadmap to align ESG in the organization. Now that this is out of our way, let's delve right into what is materiality and these three types of materiality. How do they differ? What do they have in common? And what do they mean? So if you are interested to know more about this, please watch till the end of the video. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe, hit the bell icon for any notifications on my channel. Okay, so let's dive straight into what is the first kind of materiality that we're talking about. What is financial materiality? Now, financial materiality is also called as accounting materiality, and this is a key concept principle that determines whether there is any discrepancy, such as any omissions or any misstatements, that will have an impact or a reasonable impact on the user's decision making ability. So this is an accounting concept primarily from the perspective of frameworks of GAAP, which is generally accepted accounting principles, and the IFRS accounting standards, which says that any part of the information with respect to the financial performance, if it is relevant for any stakeholder, it has to be disclosed in your statements. And to ascertain whether they are material or not, we have a concept called as financial materiality. Now, this is a very important concept in the modern corporate reporting aspect. It involves identifying and assessing factors that can have an impact on companies' financial performance. And if they can have an impact, it will impact the decision making also of the investors, of any stakeholder, then it is considered to be material and hence should be reported upon. Now, this is, as I mentioned, is an accounting concept, so this is closely related to the financial metrics. An example that I can give you here is, let's say there is an organization and they have set an internal policy that any kind of assets that have been purchased under a certain threshold, which threshold can be defined, will be treated as an expenditure or will be expensed immediately, rather than capitalizing that expense or rather than depreciating the asset over a period of time. Now, this assumption can be made by an organization, and this is concerning, they are considering that particular item to be financially material, but they are being governed by the GAAP principles and making this underlying assumption for all the activities that they are doing internally with respect to the purchase of an asset. Right now, having understood financial materiality, we quickly move on to another important term which we call as impact materiality. Now, while the financial and the accounting materiality had to do with whether it is whether a particular aspect is important or material from an accounting perspective, impact materiality dwells a bit more further and a more broader, if I could say. It dwells into what are the societal and the environmental repercussions of the actions that the company has taken up. So it is simply assessing that how your company's operations are going to affect various stakeholders, and these stakeholders also include communities, societies, the ecosystems, the resources that you are consuming at large. So impact materiality is a much broader concept, and it is taking into account the non-financial parameters that we call are the non-financial facets of sustainability, right? So you are not only limiting to what is the impact on the financial performance. In impact materiality, you are looking at what is the impact that the environment and the society is having because of the operations of the organization. Now again, there are various frameworks and parameters, just like we discussed in the financial materiality, that there is GAAP and IFRS standards that govern what is material and what is not. In impact materiality, we also have certain frameworks. The most common form of framework that we refer to is GRI, which is the Global Reporting Initiative. Now this focuses on impact materiality and how impact materiality is informing the financial materiality. So GRI is typically on that. We also have various other frameworks. Some of them, if I can name it here, another important one is by United Nations. That's United Nations Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights. These principles also help you to find out whether a particular topic is material from the perspective of environment and societal concerns or not. We also have another significant standard here, which is the European Sustainability Reporting Standards. So all these frameworks, they help you ascertain whether a particular aspect is material for your organization or not. But again, material for what? Material from environment and society perspective. Now this is addressing the broader implication, as I mentioned before. It's no longer limited to only the accounting and the financial aspects. This is broader implications that the organization has due to its actions on the society as well as the environment. Okay, so a quick example for you to understand what is impact materiality. Now suppose there is a company, and let's say there's a technology company that's actively promoting diversity and inclusion within the organization. And how are they doing it? By enabling the workforce, by making sure that their recruitment is more diverse. They are creating more equitable place within the workplace. Now while this initiative, you may say, is not directly impacting the financial performance or the financial activity of the organization directly, hence it may not be a financially material aspect, but when you look at it from an impact materiality point of view, this becomes all the more significant, because they may not have an immediate effect on the financial statements, but it generates a positive societal effect. You are fostering inclusivity within the organization, and the employees are going to feel that they are more included, they are feeling more participative in the organization, and that's something that we call as improving the morale, productivity within the organization, all part of your impact materiality. So now coming to our third topic, which is double materiality. Now, as I mentioned, financial materiality has to do with what are those topics which are important from the financial value of the organization, and for impact materiality, what are the aspects which are important from the people and society and planet point of view, right? Now when I club these two topics together, when I merge these two together, is something that we call as double materiality. So double materiality simply means that the organization is reporting not only on factors and parameters which are essential from a financial value point of view, and they are not only restricting it to the non-financial parameters, they are reporting on all these aspects together, which is the one that have an economic effect on the organization, and also those aspects which are important from people, society, and the environment aspect. Or what we call as the planet aspect. So when you say that organization is trying to identify significant topics from all aspects, is something that we call as double materiality. Now the sustainability issues can also have a lot of financial effect on the organization. So this is what is double materiality, that all these risks and opportunities that you identify with respect to sustainability, what is the financial implications of that on the organization as well. Now, increasingly, the stakeholders, including the investors, they are wanting to know what is their exposure with respect to these sustainability factors. So these sustainability factors are also linked to certain risks and opportunities, and which means that they will have an impact on the financial performance of the organization. So the financial value is indirectly again linked to these sustainability aspects as well. Now, again, various frameworks that govern as to what all aspects will be material, taking sustainability and the financial value into consideration. We have one which is called as TCFD, that is Task Force on Climate Related Financial Disclosures. We have one more that we call as CSRD, that is Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive. Then IFRS, which also have accounting principles, is working on developing the sustainability standards as well. So they will also be sacrosanct when it comes to linking the financial and the non-financial parameters together. And you will see a lot of companies, they report as an integrated report, which not only talks about their financial performance, but also talks about how the sustainability parameters are affecting their financial performance. So this is what is called as double materiality. Just to give you an example here, let's say there is an organization who are doing sustainable procurement for their raw materials. Now this is a consumer good organization, let's say, and they are procuring their raw materials sustainably. They have sustainable procurement practices and policies put into place. Now what would that mean from the financial perspective? This means that they are doing good with respect to the environment perspective, they are doing good with respect to the social aspects, making sure there is no child labor involved, making sure that the resources that they are taking from these suppliers are all adhering to the environmental norms as well. Now what will this mean? This could have various implications on the financial value. For example, the company may be able to procure these items at a lesser cost, so which is a financial impact. Also the consumers, they may be able to generate more loyal consumers along their way. They will be able to generate a brand reputation or a goodwill that they have good procurement practices put into place, the quality of the product goes up. So this brand reputation and consumer loyalty is definitely going to percolate and resonate in some form in the financial performance. So this is what we call as ascertaining double materiality, wherein you are linking not only the sustainability effect on the organizations, but the sustainability effect on the financial value, and everything together becomes a double materiality. So what you see on your screen now is more of a pictorial representation for you to understand the distinction between the three terms very clearly. Now the first one is the impact materiality, which captures the inside out impact of a business. You have to consider both positive as well as negative impacts on people, planet and society over short term, medium term and long term. So that's what is impact materiality. The second, which is a financial materiality, it simply says that companies must consider all external impacts that could internally affect their future profitability. And when I merge these two concepts together is what you see as the third pictorial representation, which is called as double materiality. So the intersection point, and this will be more clear in this particular image, the intersection points between the financial and impact materiality is termed as double materiality. I hope this session was useful for you and you understood the three different concepts, the three different terms of materiality. If you liked it, please like the video. You can leave us comments to let us know what more topics we should be touching upon on ESG. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done that, and do remember to press the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching.